I recently spoke to legendary GS Pro golf course designer Tekbud, and I was curious to find out how much he charges to build a course. I'll take that. How much? I'm guessing you have like a pricing structure for when you're charging people. So somebody gets in contact with you, Brent. They say, right, Brent, I want you to build this course in this location. How much do you charge? What do you say?
Um, yeah, so I mean, obviously the answer is it depends, but
Yeah,
I generally start at kind of the low end, about 900 to $1,000. That's about the low end for an 18-hole course,
yeah,
US. And then it can really the sky's kind of the limit, right? Because it all depends on like if somebody wants a replica clubhouse, right? I mean, that's going to cost $250 for like a general replica clubhouse, just because of the time involved. But I've had people that want like, hey, there's this really pretty house on the corner. I want that to be a replica. Oh, and I want this one to be, so that it can add up pretty fast. My premium builds usually are around 2,000.
yeah.
Now some of them have gone higher. Some of them have been, as an example, I'm working on a course right now in Vegas. I think it's in Vegas. Maybe it's in Arizona. Arizona. It's in Arizona. There's a million houses on it. You know what I mean? And like there are like stacked down every single hole, and that stuff just takes time. Even if you're just placing an asset, like it has to be placed in a way where it's not hovering, or it's not hidden, where you may take a lot of terrain sculpting in order to kind of get it in there right, and it just takes time. So those kind of things I charge for. If somebody wants, as an example, I'm doing a course right now outside of Boston, and they said on one particular hole you can see the Boston skyline, and so it seems like an easy request, and I was able to get the skyline in there, but that kind of stuff is obviously going to be extra. If you look at like a course like the Win that just got built, I don't know if you've looked at that yet. Like the assets that are in there, the custom assets, had to take hundreds of hours. Now, how much time and energy, or how much cost would it be for a 3D designer for hundreds of hours? Like you couldn't afford it, right? So obviously some of these people are doing this just because they enjoy it. For me, it's a living, so I can't build the Win. I can't build a course like that, and add all those kind of assets. It would just, nobody could afford it.
Yeah, mate. It
It's
sounds.
tough too, because
Like,
most of the time the people that come to me want their home course built. And like they're the one person that probably cares about that home course. Nobody else does. So they eat the full expense, which is a lot. I realize, and I understand it's a lot. But that's why I try, what I would prefer to do is push more and more people over to Patreon, and then I could just cycle through the courses that the Patreon community wants built. So, right now it's once a quarter. But, if I had enough people on Patreon, I could maybe do one course every 2 months. And I'm talking about like the best of the best courses, not just, Joe's country club down the street,
yeah,
that only the one guy wants. Like, I want to see all the best courses in the game, starting right at the top and working our way down. And that's what I'm trying to do, is build a large enough community where they can assist me in building that,
yeah.
building that kind of structure.